Calls are mounting for the teenage girl charged with 19 counts of murder following the deadly Madhya dorm fire to get all the counseling and other care needed. NGO group Red Thread today led a protest exercise outside of the DPP chambers at Ivleri, calling for the charges to be dropped. Several activists also joined in the protest, and they are contending that the state has failed the children.
Like that, barricades on the window, the doors securely locked and so forth, right? Secondly, the PCV ceiling, that is fire hazard. I'm no fire expert, but from our humble opinion that building was an accident waiting to happen. Thirdly, how could you have 50 hot children to one house mother and one house father? Impossible. Where's the training? There's no training. There's no fire drill. There's absolutely nothing. And you want to say charge a girl? Let's examine the facts and see who is to be charged here. Who is guilty of this crime? I would want to say it's a crime. My God.
Well, I don't agree with it at all. I think it's a form of injustice, and that is why I'm out here supporting Red Thread in this picketing exercise, because it is unjust that one young teenager is being charged for murder of 19 students. How can that be just? What about the justice? Where is the justice when that school, that dorm, was a health hazard? It was a fire hazard. Children died because of the conditions and the lack of safety for children in those dorms. As we know now, we've heard it in the press, the fire service twice recommended and said that those dorms were not in compliance with proper fire protection. They said this, and they said it again in February of this year.
They believe that this is sheer neglect on the part of the authorities, and this is a form of injustice to the child.
But the problem here is that there's no space here for counseling and rehabilitation for this child, and no space here for the accountability for the government agencies who are responsible for the safety and well-being of children. And this is what is happening. You're hearing the fire service has been doing all the checks all around the country. What is happening in Ghana, you keep hearing, professionals are doing their jobs, but the politicians ducking all the reports, right? Just like the COI into the 2017, Corporal Algernon did her report. When you read it, it is classic. All of the things that happen, people not trained, everything, right? But you better believe, go back to the drop-in center and find out what's going on now, if anything changed since then. Right? And that is what we're dealing with. And the PNC and PPP equally to blame, right? So this is, and the people who keep voting them in and putting them and not holding them accountable, equally to blame, right? So this is not a child alone. It's not this child alone who has to, it's not this child alone who's responsible for these children's death. As we said, we know that this is a difficult position for all of those who are mourning with the families. We're not in conflict with them. We understand what they're going through. But all of us have to ask a larger question. What does justice look like in this situation? Right? What does justice look like in this situation?
You know, this is not the first time there has been a fire at a state-run facility. It's not the first fatal fire. It's not even the second fatal fire, right? Let's not forget the girls who perished in 2006 in Waramadan, the girls' fire. 2008. Let's not forget the George brothers who died in 2016 at the drop-in center. And now these 19, now I'm hearing it's 20 fatalities at the Madhya dorms. All state-run facilities, all children who were in the care of the state. So that's why, in my opinion, the state has failed these children. It continues to fail them time and time again. The fire service in November 2022 and again in February 2023 visited the facility and saw numerous hazards, made recommendations that these things be fixed, and they were not fixed. So the adults need to be held accountable. The authorities need to be held accountable. They're failing our children. And that's what needs to happen. They need to be held accountable.
Today, another child succumbed to her injuries, bringing the count from the fire to 20, leaving 16 children being treated for injuries.